Hi friends, lots was revealed about Black Ops 6 at the Xbox Showcase and the Call of Duty Direct event this past Sunday. Here's a summary of everything they've covered so you don't miss out on all the cool details. Before I get into that though, one thing they did reveal which you need to know about is they confirmed there's not going to be any carry forward content. So everything you bought in Modern Warfare 2 and 3 will stay in those games. The only exception will be the pre-order bonus of Woods, which you'll get if you buy the Vault Edition. That will be carrying over. Now let's get into the details that were revealed during the event. We'll cover the campaign, we'll cover multiplayer, and we'll cover zombies. We'll start with the campaign because that's what got revealed first. So the Black Ops 6 campaign takes place in the early 1990s, set around the time of the Gulf War, and it follows on from the events of Cold War. Interestingly, the story also follows the continuity from Black Ops 2, as it's going to be directly connected to scenes from the 1980s flashbacks that took place in Black Ops 2. The story actually seems really interesting. There are forces within the US government that brandish you and the Black Ops teams traitors. And that means all of you have to go rogue to defeat these shadowy forces. There are some returning characters, some really cool ones like Adler and Frank Woods, plus some other cool characters like Troy Marshall, and he's going to be a strong athletic character with a strong moral compass. There's also Jane Harrow, she's another character that's going to be teaming up with Troy, and they'll recruit their own team of rogue operatives as part of this new Black Ops team. Now, similar to other Call of Duty installments, they've developed the missions to give you kind of a choice of how you complete them, certainly similar to more recent games, meaning there'll be some stealth missions and some stealth options, or you could just go in all guns blazing. They also showed off a bunch of new kit that you'll get to use as a rogue. Part of that means the weapons are going to be slightly more varied because you're not necessarily representing any one team during the missions. But they've also got some new kit. The RCXD returns, but then they've got some newer things like the tranquilizer trap, the adrenaline stim, and the homing knife, which seems really cool. You'll also have a new safe house in the form of this manor building. I'm fairly sure there'll be some hidden Easter eggs around this manor house as well. Oh yeah, the evidence board is also back for you to go through your missions. So that kind of rounds out what we know about the campaign now. The next reveal was multiplayer. They confirmed a lot of content will be coming, including 16 brand new multiplayer maps ready to go on day one. That includes 12 core 6v6 maps and 4 smaller strike maps designed for 2v2 or 6v6. Just imagine those gunfight or face-off game modes where you want those smaller maps and it's a bit more direct. That's what these maps are for. And obviously that gives us our total of those 16 brand new maps then. Having said brand new, actually if you play the campaign you'll notice a lot of those maps, or in fact all of those maps, are based on areas from the campaign, which is something they also specified in the reveal event. I think the biggest new thing they showed off with this big reveal is the new movement system. It's called Omnimovement, and essentially for the first time it's going to allow you to sprint in all directions, with the newer part being able to sprint sideways, but in a very different way to what you've had before. And that's also then going to feed into sliding and diving into any direction. And when you're prone, you can even move 360 degrees now in what I would call a more organic movement style. There's also something new called corner slicing. This is your peripheral vision as you move around a corner is essentially going to slightly tweak and meander your vision and weapon around that corner, and that actually adjusts based on the speed you're moving around that corner. So if you're slowly looking around the corner, it's kind of going to allow you to kind of peek around the corner like you might do in real life if you were just slightly peeking around a corner. They've also included something called intelligent movement to go with this, and this actually allows you to auto sprint, auto mantle, and auto crouch. And they said the idea behind that is to reduce the number of buttons you need to press as you move around. Now a few other little things they mentioned that are coming with multiplayer. One are the extra enemy hit zones, which won't really change the damage you deal to people, but they will allow you to see more unique death animations because these new hit zones are going to be able to track exactly where you're hitting your enemy. Oh, and you can now customize your player HUD, meaning you can choose things like where to place your minimap or even where to place your kill counter. Theatre mode and Prestige do also return for multiplayer, and for Prestige, they specifically said this new Prestige is going to be kind of like an expansion of the classic Prestige we're used to. There'll be 10 Prestige levels, and each will give rewards and equipment depending on which Prestige level you can reach. After those 10 levels, there's then something called Prestige Master, which has 1,000 additional levels to climb and a big classified reward at the end of that. Oh, and the other cool thing is all of those prestige levels will be available at launch. You don't need to wait 5 seasons or something to wait for those prestige levels to come out or for more levels to come. You've essentially got all of those prestige tier progressions to work through, and because there are so many, honestly, I can definitely see that taking a long old time for people to level up through. So that's multiplayer. Let's finish off with zombies. Round-based zombies is back, as you may already know, but it's also been confirmed that 2 maps will be available from launch. They're called Terminus and Library Falls. Plus, the whole story is set in the continuity of the Dark Ether story from Cold War, which personally I really enjoyed. And that means we could even potentially see some of the really cool wonder weapons they had in Cold War. In terms of other new things, they didn't give too many specifics, but they did tease new and returning zombies features, things like returning wonder weapons, power-ups, and even the Gobblegum system. Yes, the Gobblegum returns. They didn't specifically talk about it, but in the little intro part where they were talking about zombies, you can actually see Gobblegum in the background in this glass jar. I feel like that's definitely an Easter egg they put there on purpose. Anyway, that pretty much sums up everything that was revealed. The Call of Duty Next event will take place on August the 28th. That's where we're going to actually get to see live multiplayer gameplay. The full launch of the game is then going to be on October the 25th. So hopefully now you know a lot more about Black Ops 6, which isn't too far away now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got some awesome Black Ops 6 videos coming your way, so keep a lookout. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.